In this very short video, we want to show you the very basics of ShortlistPro, how to use it and how to reduce 108 candidates down to a handful in a matter of a few clicks. So the first thing we're going to do is we come in and we're already presuming that you have had lots of candidates complete the questionnaire and register with you. So the primary thing you're going to be looking at is to view results and then cut that down to an actual shortlist. So we click on view results, we go into shortlist, and you'll then see this table here. We call this the filter, and what it contains is a combination of personality topics, which are these ones here, and your own custom fields and questions. This is questions that you would feel are important and want to ask and want to make decisions upon. So the codes for these are highlighted here, so CF1 and P1, and that's what they correspond to, because we then look at them in a table. So what we can see here is there are 108 applications for this particular role, and what we want to do is create a shortlist. We want to cut that down to something that we can actually manage and create an interview list. So let's look at the first thing and let's just pick one of these, and if I set this to, let's say, 80, which means I'm only interested in people who score 80 or above for endless patience to solving customers' problems. So if I've decided that's really important, then let's do that, and we click on hit on search, and the filter starts to work right away, and we see we started with 108 and we're now down to number displayed in the filter 38. So that's not bad. So now we know that of all the people that we're looking at here, they all are very good when it comes to having endless patience to solve customers' problems. So let's say we want to filter that down a little bit more, and we've decided actually my own question was, do you have any contact center experience as the employer? So you can ask any questions in this side here, these custom fields. You can decide what it is you want here. These ones up here, these are the personality topics, so you must discuss this with a People Maps representative. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of these, and what you do is you pick a handful with advice from People Maps as to which of these personality topics are the most relevant to you. So that's really step one. Once you have that, you can pretty much use the system yourself. The next step is that you decide what other questions are really important. So in this case here, let's say, do you have contact center experience? So we want to prioritize and just look, see if there's enough people with existing experience that we could possibly add to that list. So let's tick yes and do another search. And now what we've got is people who score above 80 and have contact center experience. And now that's come down to 29. So that's better. We've managed to narrow it down further still. And let's say we want to add another feature in here, and we go from and distance and proximity really matters, because we know that people who have to travel a long distance to get to work are often the first to leave if they get an opportunity closer to home. So let's say we take this down from 99 down to, say, 20 kilometers. So that's the distance between where they live and where the place of work actually is, and the system calculates that automatically. You run the filter again, and now we have come down to just 10 people. So if that list of 108, in a matter of a minute, we have reduced down from 108 down to 10, and we know that these people have endless patience at solving customers' problems, they have previous contact center experience, and they live within 20 kilometers of the actual place of work. And that is how you reduce a very long list down to a very short list. Now you can now then tick on any of these and add them to, or add all of them if you feel that that's enough and you would happily interview all of these. Then you tick on the box and you would add them to your shortlist. Ask you here if you want to confirm, okay, and that person is now added to the shortlist. And you can come over here at any time and view your shortlist. And these are ones that I added earlier on that met criteria. So you can move them from the shortlist, and of course you can move them back out again. There's no problem, you can do that. And you can even archive them or just move them back to recent. and effectively remove them from the shortlist. So that's how powerful this tool is. To do that, the old-fashioned way of browsing through CVs would take you hours, perhaps even days of management time to try and gather this type of information from a pile of 108 CVs. And there's information here that you couldn't easily draw. So even the distance, you wouldn't be able to tell easily how close they lived to the place of work unless you had an intimate knowledge of the local geography. And you certainly would not know from a CV whether they have endless patience at solving a customer's problem. So we've looked at geography, we've looked at psychology, and we've looked at something very practical like do they have contact centre experience, and used this as the primary filter to decide, okay, who should we interview first? And now you've got your top 10, and probably you will find the people you need to hire within that top 10. And if not, then you can run the filter again and expand or change the parameters.